It seems your upper class has been dismissed, my lord.
Calm yourself, fool. These results match my calculations. The Ouroboros are, after all, but an experiment. A prototype, if you will, of my true masterwork.
Oh, you still hope to surpass Fatima's power? For a man of science, you possess astonishing faith.
These days I take interest in precious few things, fool. But to harness a force of nature, to bend it to your will, this battle, this grand experiment, will be my ultimate achievement.
I'll be sure I stick around for the whole bloody climax!
Oh hey, a new interesting villain to kill later. So from this point on, the Ouroboros become regular enemies. They're the enemies that hit the hardest so far. I mean, the regular enemies that hit the hardest so far. They're not big enemies. But as you saw, it only takes one zombie slam to stun them. Now, they make green zombies, but I've never found out what the difference is between green zombies and regular zombies. They seem to function exactly the same. Maybe they do more damage when they're attacking enemies on their own, but I never really instruct them to do so. Anyway, yeah, the Ouroboros are just stronger normal enemies, so they're not as big a deal as you might have thought from that cutscene. I do apologize for any audio clipping. While I seem to have fixed the lighting entirely, now the audio seems to be screwing up. The cutscenes are entirely free of audio clipping, or at least they should be. I double-checked. In this room, there are wall turrets that fire arrows in a constant stream. We could grab a zombie and use it as a shield to get through that, which I think is what you're meant to do. Or you could just dodge through it. We're gonna do the nice thing to the game and use the zombie shield, since I'm almost positive that's what it wanted us to do. Another one of these, our poor triangle button. Now, this room isn't actually difficult. The only thing that's even slightly challenging about it is getting your zombies through the hail of arrows over here to the spike ceiling so they can actually stop it. And that just means it takes them a while. It doesn't really add any challenge. If the game's gimmicks start to feel old to you, that's okay, because we're getting near the end and it starts to pick up in a big way. Not necessarily the gameplay, but in the story, definitely. That reminds me, that guy we saw during the cutscene with the Jester, his name is Lord Fallis, and he likes science a lot. Now, the thing about having characters that you only see briefly, Japan tends to give them one or two outstanding characteristics, so that way they're more memorable, which is better than giving them none. And Lord Fallis' characteristic is that he really likes science a whole lot. I don't know what it is about science that makes Japanese people think, hey, this would make a good minor villain character, but that seems to happen a lot. They don't exactly portray science badly either, just the motivations of the people who like science. You see Fallis' character archetype a lot in Japanese media. He likes science and he's generally detached from everything and everyone except for his goals. I would like to thank, I can't remember who developed this game anymore. I would like to thank Koei for not making science the reason he's an asshole, though. He does have his own motivations aside from science. He just uses science to get there. Whenever you see a room with Fatima's zombie enemies, or I guess they're Fallis' zombie enemies in this situation, because come on, honestly, you know where this is going. Don't pretend you don't. But anytime you see a room with these zombies, it usually means you just need to kill as many of them as you can, and the door will eventually open. I'm not sure why they bleed purple. Is that intentional? When Fatima and Fallis went to go make zombies, was that an intentional aesthetic choice? They have to bleed purple, and they have to have purple veins too, of course. I was trying to use our Muso meter, but he kept grabbing instead, because you have to press 2 buttons to use the Muso meter, and one of them is the grab button. This room has a whole lot of zombies, and it takes a while to kill enough for the door to open. I tried to use my heavy attack for a bit, which doesn't really make it go any faster. In spite of being a heavy attack, it doesn't do that much more damage than your regular attack. I turned down the volume a lot so you could actually hear me talking, but when this was at 50% volume and I was wearing my headphones, this hurt my ears a lot because it was just constant screaming and blood noises. I like that on the minimap the bookcases have their own little icons. I'm not sure why they do, they're not important in any way. It's a neat touch though, I guess. I'm not sure what it's for. Alright, time for something more interesting. I lied. I lied and this is the wrong room and I forgot it was the wrong room. We just need to kill the Ouroboros again. If you're short on zombies, you can just attack them from behind. It takes a while longer, but eventually you'll stun them so you can turn them into a zombie in one grab. Now there is a full health pickup and a full Muso meter in the corners, next to explosive barrels, which is bad for that reason. What we want to do is use our heavy attack because it's vertical and we won't hit anything around us with it, which is what I do here. I'm going to pretend I illustrated that on purpose. That Muso meter pickup wasn't important, but it makes this room a whole lot easier because there are Ouroboros in here and it's hard to grab a zombie to throw on this dreadnought with those guys hanging around. And there's another Muso meter pickup over here, so we just unleashed that twice on this guy and we're all good. Makes this room a lot easier. Now we only need a single zombie to open that door, but the zombie has to move really slowly toward the door. So it's good that we have the dreadnought on our side to distract the normal enemies, so that way they can't bother us while he does that. Just waddle on over there.